of bad leadership, cautioning leaders against imposing themselves on people.
So the first mistake of Amin is to impose himself on us. Who has he the need to impose himself on us? And the leaders should not impose themselves on the people. That persuading people is better than imposing yourself on them. In the Bible, it says, "Let your light so shine before men that they see your good deeds and praise your Father who is in heaven." Influence people, persuade people by doing good things which they see and appreciate. All these leaders, even now, the ones who try to manipulate, to intimidate, you are really like Amin. In many elections, northern Uganda was not voting for us.
Museveni said NRM was not popular in northern Uganda, but through persuasion and service delivery, the party has been accepted and voted massively. He commended the people of northern Uganda for voting overwhelmingly to his recent victory.
I have already thanked the people of northern Uganda for Queer Mabel, for voting well. So where we are going now, we want to get rid of poverty in the homes. The people outside the money economy are now 30%. Only 70% are in the money economy. We are going to ensure that all the 30% join the money economy and we get rid of poverty in our country. Finally, when I was coming here, my staff reminded me that I had made a pledge of 60 million shillings to the priests here. My staff, please give this to the bishop. That there was a pledge of 2 trucks. I don't know to whom. So they will be in touch with the bishop. They will bring the 2 trucks in two weeks.
Museveni said the development of this site into an international pilgrimage and tourist center will be fully funded once the master plan is ready.
We are now here celebrating his sacrifice. The plans are underway to build a nice center here to commemorate his contribution, but also develop this area. And as you heard the minister telling you, they are doing the master plan. Once it is ready, they will tell us the cost, and we start. Of course, you know we shall do it because we have done Namugongo for the Catholics, we have done Namugongo for the Protestants, we have done Munyonyo. We always can't fail. We shall manage.
Church leaders used the occasion to call for unity, integrity and servant leadership, urging Ugandans to emulate the Archbishop's courage. They emphasized that his life remains a guiding light for the nation nearly 5 decades later.
Today, we continue to remind ourselves that we need to be anchored in Christ for unity, stability and peace.
And to come back today to commemorate a man who was my mentor. From 1970 to 1974, he was my bishop, and he was the man who asked me to join the ministry when I was a free-range evangelist. Little did I know that the 3rd Archbishop of the Church of Uganda anointed me then with leadership so that I become the 7th Archbishop of Church of Uganda.
May this 49th commemoration renew our resolve to walk in the courage, humility, and conviction that defined Archbishop Luwum's life.
Your Excellency, in January 2023, Cabinet took a decision that this place where Archbishop Luwum was buried be developed into an international pilgrimage and tourist site. The master plan includes the church, the tombs, a multi-purpose arena, museum, primary school, secondary school, a hospital, administration block, and in the long time, a polytechnic and St. Luwum University.
Let us draw inspiration from St. Luwum and commit ourselves to forgiveness.
49 years on, the memory of Archbishop Luwum continues to inspire generations. As Uganda reflects on his sacrifice, many here say his message of faith, accountability and moral courage is as relevant today as it was in 1977. Ediulwa, UBC News.
Thanks, Olwa, for that story there. To other news stories now, African leaders under the C5 platform are calling for urgent political dialogue in South Sudan, warning that elections alone cannot bring about a lasting peace. At a meeting chaired by South African President Cyril Ramaphosa, Uganda was represented by Vice President Jessica Alupo at the Julius Nyerere Peace and Security Center held on the sidelines of the African Union Summit. Ramaphosa emphasized that while South Sudan is preparing for elections in 2026, but without security, inclusivity and full implementation of the revitalized peace agreement, the polls risk deepening divisions. Henry Okrut reports.
It was a meeting heavy with urgency. For the first time since 2018, heads of state under the African Union's C5 platform gathered at the highest level. Chaired by South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa, it was meant to confront the fragile peace in South Sudan.
We have agreed that the revitalized agreement remains the paramount legal instrument by which all parties must comply and by which progress in South Sudan will be measured.
8 years after the signing of the revitalized peace agreement in 2018, implementation remains slow. While the deal once delivered the longest ceasefire since independence, political tensions, delayed reforms, and postponed elections have eroded confidence. Ramaphosa warned that elections scheduled for December 2026 cannot succeed without security and inclusion.
And there should be no more postponement, and the elections must be held on a free and fair basis, including all the people who are eligible to participate in those elections, the citizens of South Sudan.
The C5 proposed appointing a former head of state as a mediator, strengthening oversight with IGAD, and ensuring inclusive dialogue. The idea is to leave no stakeholder behind, including opposition figures currently under detention.
And this should also include people like the Vice President, Riek Machar, who, as we heard, is going through various processes of a legal nature. But we would like this to be given consideration to by the government of South Sudan.
Also in attendance was Djibouti's president and IGAD chair, Ismail Omar Gwele, who reminded leaders that the region has invested heavily in South Sudan's stability.
With renewed commitment, principled leadership, and coordinated action, we can help South Sudan remain on the path of peace and prevent a relapse into conflict.
He warned that recent tensions, coupled with spillovers from the Sudan conflict, risk undoing years of fragile gains.
These pressures are compounded by the humanitarian spillovers from the conflict in Sudan, which has placed additional strain on South Sudan's already limited capacities.
Uganda's Vice President, Jessica Alupo, representing President Yoweri Museveni, delivered assessment of war not being the answer.
War is a temporary measure that does not provide lasting solutions and unnecessarily prolongs the resolution of problems. The solution is to talk to each other and resolve any differences that the parties may have.
She emphasized the urgent need for security sector reforms, funding for electoral bodies, and credible preparations ahead of the 2026 polls.
The continued postponement of elections is prolonging the political and governance challenges in the country. We therefore call upon the revitalized transitional government of national unity to prioritize the conduct of elections and dedicate sufficient resources to the National Election Commission, National Constitutional Review Commission, and the Political Parties Council, so as to enable them undertake the necessary preparations in a timely manner.
As regional leaders pledge closer monitoring and coordinated mediation, the real test now lies in Juba, where commitment must translate into action. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Police have blocked a team of lawyers of the National Unity Platform from accessing NUP Party President Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu's Magere residence. The delegation, led by the party's Eastern Region Vice President John Baptist Nambeshe, included Chadondo East Member of Parliament Mwada Nkunyingi and lawyer George Musisi. They said they had gone to assess the situation at the residence and explore ways of offering assistance.
Lawyers say security personnel deployed at the home did not allow anyone to enter. Journalists were also stopped from accessing the gate and barred from taking photographs.
Today as the leaders and lawyers know, we approached the gate and residence of Bobby Wine, where his wife Itungo Barbara and other people are still detained inside. Were blocked by police. All members purporting to belong to Uganda police, who said that we need a written formal clearance before we are able to access the residence here at Mabere. This neither Bobi Wine, no Barbara, no Katowa has just been arrested as committed crime. As within our right to join the leaders try to access the premises, and the blocking of us is a violation not only of our client's right but also our right to practice our profession. Because now if we can't access our clients, then you're putting our trade in jeopardy as lawyers. We are going to engage everyone that matters, the Human Rights Commission, the Uganda Law Society, the police leadership to ensure that, and courts to ensure that this comes to an end.
Speaking to the media later, Nkunyingi faulted police deployment and denying them access to deliver food supplies.
Residence of President Kyagulanyi Ssentamu has other or restricted individuals, including the security personnel and the house helpers. When this same home was attacked by the militia, where they harassed and battered the First Lady, Babi Tungo Kyagulanyi, equally these security personnel and house workers and maids were battered, and majority of them got very serious injury.
Musisi seemed disappointed, says attempts to engage with the officers failed as they refused to listen.
The chain of command following is about, they simply say they are not allowing us and they have ordered us out. Not only have they blocked us from entering the residence, but they ordered us back in, and as we are trying to leave, then they arrested Comrade Kakuru Tumusime, who works with us on these matters. You know him, most of you.
Nambeshe also said security personnel blocked their delegation and arrested one of their colleagues during the standoff.
IGP n'amukubira n'abuuza ani akulembedde delegation ye ne bamubulira nze kennyini kamukoogera era bamumpaade ne njogera naye.
Be denied from accessing our clients, our friends and people whose political opinions we align with. In the process of engaging them, including speaking to the IGP led by none other than the Honorable Deputy President of Nobu still has freedom, Nambeshe. The IGP was very ambiguous and ambivalent and only told us that the police at the Magere should follow the chain of command in order to allow us.
Police had not issued an official statement on the incident.
From Magere, let's go to Kumi district now, where tension has escalated in Kumi municipality after several NRM candidates who lost the elections challenged the outcome of the recently concluded national elections. They cite irregularities in the voting process, as we hear in this story.
Some NRM candidates who lost in the January 15th polls and their supporters gathered in different parts of Kumi municipality, expressing dissatisfaction with the poll results. They claim cases of voter bribery and intimidation during the polls. Kumi District NRM woman MP flag bearer and chairperson LC5 flag bearer all lost to independent candidates. In Kumi municipality, NRM flag bearers also lost to independent candidates.
President Museveni, we are really not very happy with the people that you sent to work with us. That's why you see most of the flag bearers in the municipality and in the district, all of them failed. We want the top leadership NRM to come to intervene in this.
Richard Ochom, the mayor of Kumi municipality, who contested for the Kumi municipality MP seat on the NRM ticket, lost independent candidate Silas Angom.
These people love money more than nothing. If you are to bring Jesus Christ back, it wouldn't be Judas Iscariot who would betray Jesus. This is one of the most decorated municipality and one of the most beautiful municipality I could say even in Africa.
However, Kumi RDC John Bosco Mobito dismisses the allegations on involvement of security personnel in influencing the election results.
We got the directive from the president ahead of time that whoever will try to involve themselves meddling in elections to try to spoil the results of the elections is going to be charged with treason and taken to Sudan. We communicated the directive to all our people, and there is no one who was involved in the elections. I have been attending Tale Center with some of the media people in Eteso, and they have seen our only role at the Tale Center was to provide security.
Kumi District Councillor Isaac Emmanuel Oule appeals to government to organize fresh elections for Kumi municipality.
There is no way His Excellency can get over 81%, then his flag bearers fail. That one, nobody can really deceive. So people go back to the ballot, then the people of Kumi will decide.
Still in Teso sub-region, we're looking at education now. And Teso College Aloet has emerged best secondary school in Teso sub-region following an outstanding performance in the 2025 Uganda Certificate of Education examinations. The school registered significant improvement with its best former Senior 4 candidate scoring 8 A's. The head teacher, Julius Opaso, staff members and students gathered at the school premises to celebrate the best former Senior 4 candidate in Teso sub-region. Gabriel Otimong emerged from Teso College Aloet. He scored 8 A's while 7 other students obtained 6 A's each. A total of 386 candidates sat for the 2025 UCE examinations. Take a watch.
I'm excited because I'm also celebrating just like somebody who was in P7, and for me I was supposed to sit in 2026, but God has helped me now. As during the O-level, issues of school fees have been disturbing me on and off at school, coming back to collect the fees balance that I've been having at school, and it remained until the time I was doing my UCE exams.
The students themselves who have worked hard here in Teso College in order to attain this grade. I also want to thank the teachers. My teachers are very good, very hardworking and committed to their work. They deserve this results. College Aloet has kept on improving academically from year to year. Some people may try to, because of their selfish interests. There's selfish interests in the school, but I can tell you we are working very well with the stakeholders, the Board of Governors, the PTA, the Foundation Body, and all other designated stakeholders. And really, we are progressing.
Jubilations there at Teso College, Alouette. The elected member of Parliament, Machindie Sabagabo, David Serukenya, has encouraged parents to talk to their children on approaches to social media to avoid its negative impact. He was speaking at a Thanksgiving Mass where he also thanked voters for entrusting him with their votes.
The MP-elect Machindie Sabagabo Serukenya has appealed to parents to protect the girl child and guide them, linking them to role models. He said the emerging computer age threatens the girl child, who could get misled by social media. The director Edith Serukenya. The director Edith Serukenya warned parents to guard against drug addiction, which has become a social evil.
Our children right now in the secondary schools are drugs. There are drugs, there's an increase of drugs on the rise, and they are more than, some of them come in form of pens. Someone comes with something very attractive and they tell you, when you try this, they are called vapes, okay?
During the homily, Father Peter Mugenyi at St. Javira Bunamwaya Parish encouraged those who ask God to always thank back after achieving what you want.
Which our sons and daughters have made wonders. We thank you. We have come to say thank you.
They awarded the best performers and the best teaching staff.
Thank you very much.